Guys, Jason, the Lazy Heretic here again with day 23 Advent Devotional, and I just really want to share with you a reading that is for the last Sunday in Advent, and it comes from John chapter 1. It's the prologue to John's Gospel, which talks about the pre-existent Logos and this idea of the incarnation. So without further ado, and maybe some comment as we go along, I'll read this to you from John chapter 1 beginning in verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created through him, and apart from him not one thing was created that has been created. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. That light shines in the darkness, and yet the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify about the light, so that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but he came to testify about the light. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was created through him, and yet the world did not recognize him. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, he gave them the right to be children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of natural descent, or of the will of flesh, or of the will of man, but of God. And here's a cool part. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. We observed his glory, the glory as the one and only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testified concerning him and exclaimed, "This is the one of whom I said, the one coming after me ranks ahead of me because he existed before me." Indeed, we have all received grace upon grace from his fullness, for the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through who? Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, the one and only Son, who is himself God and is at the Father's side. He has revealed him. So we get this idea that part of what Jesus did at Christmas time was to reveal God's heart to us in becoming flesh, in becoming human, fully human. We see this idea that Jesus has the love of God compels him to come down to earth, to step into his creation, the one that he created, that he was at the beginning, that he was pre-existent, he was eternal, he is eternal, and he has kind of created everything, and he has overcome the darkness through his love for us. And so I want you to reflect on that today as we talk about this idea of love. What does it mean for God to love us? Part of that love is him becoming flesh, the Word becoming flesh and dwelling amongst us and giving us his grace upon grace. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ, not just the law, but grace. That means that the law has been fulfilled on our behalf, that Jesus has set us free, that his love has drawn us to him, and that he has demonstrated his love to us through the incarnation, and as we talked about yesterday, through his death on the cross. So think on that, guys, and we'll be back with another one for Christmas Eve tomorrow. Very exciting, just 2 more days left. So God bless you, take care, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.